Hello everybody, welcome back to X-Plane 11 once again. Today doing something different. We're going to be doing some emergency procedures in the Cirrus SR-22, and the reason for choosing the SR-22 is because it does have a CAPS system, a Cirrus airframe parachute system that comes out the top when you need it. So we're going to be taking off, and we'll expect an engine failure anywhere between 1,000 feet and 2,000 feet. And we're going to do one by trying to get the airplane back to the airport, and the second one by utilizing the CAPS system and deploying the parachute to safety. All right, we're in the run-up area before we get to runway 22 here, since the winds are out of the west at 270. So let's go ahead and bring our power up to 1,700 RPM. There it is, about right there, and go to the systems page. And we're going to go ahead and turn the landing, ice, and pitot on. We can see the jump there on Alt 2. That's what we're looking for. We'll turn the AC unit on, and you can see it drop, and then turn it back off. The AC in the real airplane is on Alt 1, not Alt 2, but that is a bug there. On the left-hand side, let's go ahead and check our mags. We got our left side. There's the drop of RPM back to both. The right side, there's the drop back to both. Everything checks out good there. And we'll go ahead and reduce power back to idle. So our takeoff briefing today is if we lose an engine on the takeoff roll we were before V1, we will go ahead and apply brakes to stop the airplane. If we lose an engine anywhere between 0 and 500 feet, we will continue to land straight ahead, which is pretty much ditching into the ocean. And then if anything above 500 feet, CAPS is available to us. We can deploy CAPS between 500 and 2,000 feet. Anything over 2,000 feet, we're going to try to troubleshoot as much as possible before we do deploy CAPS and try to make it back to the airport. So the challenge today is to try to get back to the airport before having to utilize the CAPS system. And then after that, we will do another one of these, and we're actually going to use it. So we have a little bit of time as we taxi over here to runway 22. I'll explain it. We'll go ahead and make sure our flaps are set for takeoff. And there they are at 50%. We'll make sure our takeoff trim is set back a little bit, about right there. Wonderful. And we're going to be doing the engine failure in flight checklist, but we're not going to do a air start checklist, basically, because we're not going to have enough time to go through all of that as we establish our best glide speed, which is 88 knots. All right, we're lining up on runway 22, and we have winds out of 270, so we are going to have a right crosswind. So we're going to have a little bit of aileron to the right. That looks good there. Everything checks out. We're ready to go. So let's go ahead and bring up our power to take off ever so slightly, nice and easy. There we go. And full power is set. We'll bring out that right aileron as airspeed increases, waiting for 75 knots. There we go. On up we go. And above 90 knots, flaps up. Trim the airplane down a little bit there. And shoot for about 1,000 feet per minute. We're going to do this in a realistic manner. We would fly pretty much over this water because we would be climbing out, waiting for our handoff to departure here. As we would be getting radar vectors to get on course here. Not sure when we're going to lose. Oh, we just lost our engine. Okay, so we've lost our engine. Now we're going to get our best glide speed, and we're going to do our engine out checklist here. So let's spring the nose up so we can get a glide speed going here. We would let the tower know, hey, we lost our engine, and we're probably going to be looking for runway, instead of turning back around, we could use runway 14, and that would be probably more ideal. Either way, we're going to deal with a tailwind. So there's 88 knots. Engine failure in flight. Best glide speed is established. Mixture as required right now. It is fully rich because we were not going to try to restart the engine, so we're not really worried about that. Bring the nose down a little bit. So we're good there, and we're going to start turning back towards the airport. Fuel selector, switch tank. So we're on the left tank. We would put it over to the right tank. Still trying to establish best glide speed. the entire time. Fuel pump goes to boost, and we would try to restart the engine that way. Boost pump is on, and I don't think we're going to get an engine restart here. Yeah, no. So that's a no-go. So we are going to instead try to get back to the airport. We've got plenty of altitude, actually, at best glide speed. You'd be surprised how well these things can glide. And we've got the airport in sight right there to the right. So we're a little high right now as far as altitude goes, but we can change that by using a forward slip if we have to. Still maintaining best glide speed here. Turning back towards the airport. They would be giving us clearance to land at this time. We're not going to use our flaps until we absolutely have to here. So we could also bring our range in so we can see a little bit better what we're doing. So we're on a nice right base for runway 14. A little bit more to the right. Yeah, we're at 700 feet here, so we're still coming in a little high, but that's okay. We're easily going to make this a runway. And at this point, we're going to keep that best glide speed right now. Looking great. And we will dump in the flaps once we know we're going to make our airport for the most part. There we go. Bringing that nose back up. We're good there. All right, so we're going to be taking that tailwind from the west. So we know we're going to be a little fast here. So let's go ahead and do a forward slip. And that's going to help us get down without increasing speed too much in the airplane. I'm going to put my flaps in here because we're in an emergency situation. I would be using flaps here. And put the flaps in again. And basically what we want to do is just get down. We're not trying to get the perfect landing here or anything like that. We're just wanting to land the airplane and be safe and sound here. So let's try to do that. Be a little faster than normal. All right, 5 knots or so. Come on, baby. Come on down. Boy, she floats really, really far. There we go. We're down. All right. Applying brakes without trying to blow the tires out. Yeah, those things are nice and touchy. All right. There you go. That's what happens when you lose your engine in a single engine land airplane like that. And we didn't have to deploy a parachute or anything. We could tell we would make it back to the airport no problem. Things get different at lower altitudes. But let's see what it's like to use our parachute system. Okay, we're clear for takeoff on runway 22. Once again, everything is ready to go. This time, we're expecting an engine failure at a very low altitude. Remember, above 500 is when CAPS is available to us, and they basically say they want you to deploy CAPS immediately anywhere between 500 and 2,000 feet. So that's what we're going to do here on this takeoff. So add that crosswind correction there, adding our power in here ever so slightly, a little bit back on the elevator. Keep that nose a little lighter this time. There we go. This airplane likes to bounce the nose wheel like crazy. And bring out that. There we are. And just like that, we're in the air. Above 90, bring our flaps up. This thing is a rocket when it's lightly loaded. Okay, looking good here. So same thing we did last time. We didn't do the engine start procedure last time because I said we weren't going to go through that whole thing. We wanted to fly the airplane and try to get back on the ground. Same thing here. We're just going to do the CAPS deployment checklist when that becomes what we have to. So you can see here we have a lot less altitude. Not sure where this is going to fail. We'll see. Still climbing here, and we'll be starting our right-hand turn, and there's the engine loss right there at about 900 feet. So this is where we want to get best glide speed and airspeed here on CAPS deployment. You can see we don't have a lot of options here to get back to the airport. In fact, I would rather deploy CAPS over water than the land, so this kind of works out in our favor. So let's bring that nose back, and CAPS deployment airspeed as minimum as possible. So near 133 or so, mixture goes to cutoff. So we're going to get that in just a second here. We're letting them know, hey, we have an engine failure. We're not going to be able to make it back. Bringing that nose up, trying to maintain that glide speed there. That looks good. About right there. Activation cover has been removed already. We're going to pull. So we're going to get this thing as slow as possible because we don't want this thing to be throwing us back, and it will. So right now we're like, okay, we're not going to make the airport clearly. We're going to bleed that speed off almost to the white arc here. There we go. Looking good, looking good. There we are. There's the stall buffet and caps deployment right there. We can see the parachute has deployed. And we don't have a whole lot of time here. So mixture is checked, cut off. Fuel selector goes to off. And then we have bat alt master switches. Everything comes off here. We are getting thrown around in the airplane like crazy. If we can maintain it, there we go. Everything's shut off. And then seatbelts and harnesses are tightened to loosen item secure. Emergency landing position, assume it. And just like that, we are in the ocean and we have rolled because the parachute pulled us over. There you go. That's what a caps deployment is like. All right, well, this is going to do it for this episode of X-Plane 11. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Some things that could have been done differently. Remember, you don't have a lot of time to make decisions like this when you get into something like that. That's why when you're doing real flight training, you train for it over and over and over again, so you're just ready to go by following the checklists and making the best decision you can. However, if you want to check out the Thrustmaster TCA Sidestick, everything will be linked in the description below, and I will see you all next time. Take care.